So this is going to be a bit of a follow-up video, your process as a trader. One of the
Yeah.
things I like about your story is that, it's not kind of the rosy fairy tale, everything went perfect. And this is exactly
Yes.
what I want to share with people because you made it essentially, right? You still have a long way to go. We just
Yep.
talked, you want to do 20 contracts, you probably want to do,
Yep.
what's the math on that? A few grand a day. And it wasn't
Yep.
easy, right? Everybody in this industry thinks that this is going to be just like you start trading the next week, you make $1 million, no big deal. So I'll kind of summarize it for everybody, and then you can
Yeah.
kind of tell me your story. We did a
Yeah.
video with you when one of the days that you first went live. You did pretty well for maybe a few weeks or a few months. Then you hit a wall, right?
Yep.
And you didn't do
Yep.
so well. You came to the
Yep.
seminar, and
Yep.
now you quit your job and you're trading full time.
Yeah.
Now, not to
Yeah.
say that it's all awesome, right? You were trading a much larger position load. You were doing 10
Yep.
contracts. I think next time
Yep.
you'll learn better to identify the low volatility in June. You
Yep.
got you got beat up a little bit, but you're still trading live. You did awesome today. I'm sure you're already. This is
Yep.
the end of August. You already have a positive August. So why don't you
20,
just share a
24
little bit
months or
about your
24.
your story, your process, and the everything that you had to go through to get to the point where now you think you have your freedom, you have your honey-do list, right?
Yeah.
Don't let
It's
them
just a
fool
it's a whole different pressure. It's a whole different thing. It's and I'll talk about this on the video, but
So
it's just a different thing. You sometimes you don't you see what you want to see, and you don't really think about things before you're in the situation.
yeah.
And so I'm happy to share with what's going on with me in this situation, and really what the pressures and things I deal with, every day, because I think that's a part of
And
this.
and you really wanted it. Like you were trading from your car in the middle of
Dude,
your job. Like you wanted this bad.
I'm not, yeah. And I watched all the master traders, listened to all the stories, and I was just like, I'm just not going to be one of those statistics.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. I'm
So
just,
share with us a little bit, the whole process, what went right, what went wrong, and obviously now you quit your job, you're trading live,
yeah,
you're doing well. Share
yeah.
all that with us.
Let's see. So, signed up for DTA, spent about 7, 8 months, doing the basic curriculum, sim trading, and then I discovered, the live and the review classes, and as I was going through learning from DTA, it became apparent to me that every single master trader has a different style of trading. So we have the basic curriculum, and you can take all the trades all day long, and that's going to work over the long haul. Um, but I discovered in one of the classes, he was just teaching one of the classes, and he talked about his style of being an expert in reading the market, expert in reading momentum, and trading when you have strength and when you have the highest, putting yourself in the highest probability situation that you can. The
Hmm.
trade may or may not work, but at the end of the day, it's about whether you made a good decision or not, and that's how you live with losing. So I got to thinking about it because I was just like anybody else. I was taking every single trade, and I was like, this I suck at this. This is hard. This is just I don't. Why would anybody do this? So some days I was making points. Most of the time I was getting my 3 stop loss limit. I was drawing trend lines everywhere. I was going back and looking at the curriculum and just kind of lost. And so I gravitated towards style because it was, hey, look, I'm looking for one great trade a day. I'm looking for one great trade a day. I want 2 to 3 points, and I'm going to scale my contracts and just grow slow, and I'm done. Within an hour, and I go do what I need to do. And I was thinking, that's a really, I like that because it's simple. We're not worried about all these extreme crazy deep retracements. We're just, look, if it breaks out and it's a high probability situation, you need to take it. And if
Yep.
it loses, it's okay. So, I went back and I dug through all of the classes that he taught and the review classes, and I just watched them. It's been every night just watching these hours and hours of recaps and classes and just listen.
You have to start refreshing your Spanish.
Everything is man.
You have to start practicing your Spanish.
I know. I wish I spoke Spanish because of that. I do. I actually do because there's some great traders over there. So I started to keep track of my 2 points a day, and at that time, I was taking one trade, whether it won or lost, and I was going to stop for the day, right? So I'd either make 2 points or I'd lose 1.25. So I started to do that, and after a couple months of doing that, I said, "The heck with this, man! I'm just going to go live with this, and open a small account." That was when we talked after the $1,600 account that I opened up.
Mm-hmm.
First month, I made 50%. I was like, "Yeah, man, I got this figured out.
This. This is me. I got this."
Why doesn't everybody trade like this? This is easy, right? So then a bad month came, and when the breakout happened, it didn't continue. Or it was a deeper pullback and it stopped me. And the frustration started to build. And then I started doing stuff like CBOT trades, fill trades. Then I started taking more trades. And it was just completely outside of what I told myself I was going to do, right? So I blew the account, gone, right? So then I'm just kind of licking my wounds trying to figure out, man, I already did this video for Marcello and he can make money doing this and this guy's successful. So, I can't go out like that. I can't. I've got to go back and figure this out. So at that time, I go back, I start watching all the videos again. And sure enough, I was like, well, it finally occurred to me that this is a game of probabilities. You're going to have months where it's not going to work. It's just not. And the lesson of learning how to deal with loss and not being devastated, something that took me especially a very long time to accept.
Most of us, and sorry to interrupt you, but most of us that we're not trained to do that when we're younger, right? And especially in American culture where, a C is average or 60% is failing. Whereas in day trading, 60%, you're knocking it out of the park. It's something very hard to kind of adapt to in that mentality. So, yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. So at that point, opened up another account, put some more money in. Was feeling good. Started trading, and this time I was taking a whole lot more trades. So at this point, Jared had moved into teaching, completely different style. I mean, just completely different. He was on me about drawing the anchors. It's just a different thought process and a different way to look at the market. Okay, you can't control the market. You can only control your emotions, and you can't ever conquer the market. You can conquer yourself. And if you get to that point, you're going to be okay, and you're going to be successful. Because there were times when I was sitting my chart, and I waited for a perfect opportunity, for the breakout that pulls back, and then boom, 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 just blown out of the water, with the legacy trade and the backup.
Yeah.
You're still in an unstable environment. There's nothing you can do that's 100%. So that was another good lesson for me. Of every master trader in every way that they teach, nothing is 100%. Nobody is going to win every time. So, just losses are a part of trading, and it's how you manage that and how you manage yourself. And that to me, I believe is the hardest lesson and the most important lesson for me since starting to where I am now.